I would say at least a third of all the new sales calls I have with a new potential client, I ask them, how much are you paying in taxes each year? And they're like, I usually get a refund. I was like, okay, but how much did you not get refunded? He's like, well, I don't know, I got a refund, so obviously we're doing pretty good. My CPA's been good. Rarely do I ever have to pay anything in, I'm getting a refund. I was like, would you mind sharing your tax return? Just go to 1040, page 2 for me, and they do it. And you get down to total tax, about a third of the way down that second page. And I said, so you got $14,000 refund. Your total tax was $200,000, man. So you left $186,000 on the table, and you said your CPA is doing good for you? And they're like, wait, but I never saw that money. It's like, it came out of your W-2, that was your money. Welcome to this episode of the Hidden Money Podcast. This might be a little offensive to some people, this episode, but we're going to get real here. I hear all the time people saying, I don't pay taxes, I got a refund. Tax refund does not always mean good tax planning. It can mean the exact opposite. We're going to get into that in a little more detail. But what we're trying to do here is get you to think about it differently. Is overpaying taxes smart, Kevin?
No.
That was a hard question for you. You
Thanks
really had
for
to
that
think
easy
about
one.
that.
No, if you overpay your taxes and you're getting a refund, it really is just paying money in to get it back. And it's good if you put $10 in and you get a $10 refund, that $10 is not coming back $11 as if you invested it. That $10 you paid and refunded is coming back $10 a year from now.
So it means you overpaid your taxes. You gave the government interest-free loan.
That's right.
I don't think that's smart. I mean, I'll give some people in my family an interest-free loan. I wouldn't give you an interest-free loan.
Or the government, especially.
And certainly not the government. They don't pay me interest. But to make this a little lighter, because we're going to get serious, I want to share one of the more funny videos I've seen. And we're going to do something new here and cue up a video. Not getting political here, but let's be smart about taxes. Please, let's see this video.
Or maybe he doesn't want the American people, all of you watching tonight, to know that he's paid nothing in federal taxes, because the only years that anybody's ever seen were a couple of years when he had to turn them over to state authorities when he was trying to get a casino license, and they showed he didn't pay any federal income tax. So if he's paid zero, that means zero.
Such a smart ass.
Okay, we're gonna end
That's zero.
That makes me smart. Truth is like ProPublica released a bunch of tax returns because this guy from Booz Allen stole like the top 15,000 people's tax returns. He just got slapped on the wrist, by the way, 5 years. Incredible. But we got to see all of Trump's tax returns eventually before the end of his first term. And he didn't pay. I mean, some years he did pay taxes. A lot of years he didn't. I could not find one illegitimate tax thing that he had done on his tax returns. Granted, I didn't have all the backup detail, but he took a lot of depreciation. He used net operating losses. That is smart. It is not smart to not know the tax code, to not think about it, to not plan for it, and suddenly be happy because the government sends you a check on April 15th or when you file your taxes and say, yes, I got a refund. Think differently about it. You got your money back that the government stole from you or forcefully took from you.
Yeah, and I think in that debate or a prior debate, he even went on to say, is like, hey, I'm running for president. I'm using your tax code you're in office. The Democrats are in office. I'm just utilizing the tax code that's already there, and it's beneficial to me. And then Hillary went on to say, she tried to spin it just saying, hey, you're not giving money to the military, to healthcare, to all these benefits the government does. And he goes, yeah, I'm not, because I'd rather be in control of my own money. And that's what we advocate for our clients too.
Create jobs.
Now, there is a degree, and we do think it's our patriotic duty to pay taxes.
Yes.
Because I do love having our military. I do love having the benefits. And I love paying my property tax to an extent, but I protest it every year. But my property taxes go to those nice roads, nice schools that I got, the fire department, police department. Those are necessary.
Agreed.
We're not saying that it's your civic duty to not pay tax, but it could be in your best interest if we can legally utilize the tax code to not pay taxes, whether it's property tax, which we don't specialize in, but we fight them. I file mine every year. Or federal or state income tax. There's things that you could do to lower that burden. And instead of giving the government that money, what could you do with it? Could you give more to your community? Could you give more to your children, their college fund, your investment portfolio, create a stable financial picture for yourself instead of relying on Social Security, Medicare, and all these other governmental programs? What if we were independently financially stable? If Social Security goes away, it's okay. Because I've tax planned millions of dollars of savings in my working years to where I'm stable enough to where if Social Security goes under, I'm okay. I'm not relying on it.
Let me take a different side of this as well. This is political, but it's nonpartisan or bipartisan or whatever. It's not pro any party. You have children. Your children are older than, well, two of your children are older than my children. When you're teaching them budgeting, when they overspend on their budget, do you just give them more money?
No. In fact, we bought them these skiing goggles last year, like these nice snorkel masks with these, I don't know, they were like $30-$40 each. And I was like, that's a lot for a snorkel. They lost it. It's starting to get hot again. And so we're out there at the pool. We're like, hey, go get your snorkel. I don't know where it is, Dad. And I'm like, you're buying it. I was like, I ain't forking another $40 over for your snorkel. Now, if you pay for it, maybe you're going to actually keep track of it.
Yeah. Well, we've seen over and over in the news recently where the government is just wasting money. I mean, we just saw this big shutdown a year ago where there was going to be cuts to Medicare and Medicaid, and that was going to hurt people. And then in the last 6 months, we've seen billions and billions of dollars with ridiculous fraud and waste going on. My thought is, if you just keep pouring money into the government and don't force them to budget it, let them think, hey, it's not your money anyways, it's the government's money. They have no reason to try to figure out how to budget, to try to figure out how to eliminate waste. It's not their money. Our politicians, they are taking our money under threat of prison, taking our money and wasting it. I think by smart tax planning and making sure we don't overpay our taxes, we're kind of giving them like you do with your daughters. Okay, well, then you don't get your snorkel. You better figure it out, because if you don't provide good Medicaid benefits for your constituents, guess what? They're going to vote you out and find someone else. And that's how it should be. It's just we ought to tie it to how these people are fiscally responsible. We need more government
Infinite
transparency.
budgets don't work. Endless
Only for the United States so far, but it ain't working. I mean, did you see right now our biggest line item that we're spending as a government is interest expense?
Oh, yeah.
We spend more money. The United States is spending more money this year on interest than they are in defense and health and human services. Because they waste the money.
We borrow it to spend it and borrow it, and it goes to fraud and all these other.
It's just, yeah. Anyway, sorry. Soapbox. But let's get back to the whole point of this episode. If you get a tax refund, it doesn't necessarily mean you've got good tax planning.
But it does mean that you did some tax planning, maybe. Now, there's a lot of people who are W-2 earners who pay taxes as they go, and they don't even really feel it. And at the end of the year, they're like, hey, $4,000. That's not tax planning. That's just you've overpaid your taxes throughout the year. There are some of our clients who are W-2 earners making $800 million on a W-2, and they're getting a $200,000, $300,000 refund. Now, that is tax planning, and that refund is going to be used to invest and grow. But that's because we plan to get that big refund. They're not just sitting tight and wondering where the chips fall every April. So that is an actual tax plan. Now, there are even clients that we do this to where we tax plan in Q1, Q2, and we say, hey, if it's possible, just cut your withholdings way short so that we're not getting a $200,000 refund at the end of the year. Instead, we're maybe getting a $50,000 refund or a $70,000 refund because we've shorted our withholdings.
And they get to keep that money in their accounts that's earning them
as they're
interest.
going right now. So
Yes.
they don't have to wait to get this refund. Now, on the other side, we do have clients who tax plan up the wazoo and still pay tax. And that's okay too, because they're not paying in as much. So they could be making $1 million as a self-employed. And if you're self-employed and you make $1 million, you should be paying probably 30, 40 grand a quarter. But let's say we tax plan and you only pay 1/4 of taxes. you pay 30 grand of tax on your $1 million or what, I don't know, whatever. That math doesn't math, but
It doesn't math.
I don't math live.
I'm just pretending.
So, yeah.
I'm
Let's say
pretending I agree with you.
80, 100 grand. So instead of paying 300, 400 grand like you're supposed to, you've cut your tax bill to 100. Now it still feels hard. You're like, I got to cut 100K to the government.
Yeah.
But what if we didn't plan? You would have cut 400.
Agreed. And we have clients that come to us, brand new clients come to us, and they didn't pay any quarterly in, and they got to cut a check for 300 or 400, and that is painful. In a perfect world, I think you ought to pay the government about $900 on tax day every year. Because if it's under 1,000, they're not going to assess you any penalties. Or if you safe harbor and you're making more money each and every year, you pay 50,000, you're not paying interest. You should avoid paying the government interest, except in the rare times where you can get arbitrage and make more money in a money market account than the IRS is going to charge you for underpaying. We haven't seen that in a while since interest rates have gone up. But
yeah, actually, I had a consult with a client. So here's the cool thing about tax planning, and because you mentioned safe harbor.
Are you saying there's one cool thing about tax planning?
This is a cool thing
Gotcha.
about tax planning. We had a client who paid about $10,000 in tax, total tax, for the whole year. And they make relatively about 700, 800K as business owners. Their tax was really low. So the cool thing is now next year, we safe harbor them. And what safe harbor means is as long as you pay 110% of last year's tax, you owe no penalties, underpayment penalties, or interest on your tax until after April 15th of next year. So what that means is now this year, and we haven't even really dug into tax planning with them. We just did what we do, a discovery call. And they're like, should I make my estimates? I'm like, yeah, you can make, like, you owe $10,000 of tax last year. When we hang up on this meeting,
pay $11,000.
Pay $11,000. Done. Your estimates are done. Now, does that match your total tax liability? It may or may not. If we tax plan again, maybe. But if we don't tax plan, you safe harbored in Q1, you had paid $11,000.
And put all the rest in a nice money market.
You invest it, save it, whatever, you have it available.
Yes.
Instead of paying all of this quarterly, just know that, hey, we're going to stash this away in case I don't tax plan or my tax plan doesn't pan out or just whatever chips fall on the tax planning side, I don't know yet. But if you sit and do nothing, at least you have it there. But then you've saved that money.
And you've gotten that interest. And this is something we've learned as a firm together. You taught me as a firm. Because we just use business checking accounts. We have a bunch of them, but we just use business checking and we get like pittance on interest. And my CPA partner here says, Mike, that, we're losing out on a lot of interest here. I'm like, yeah, but I mean, we got so many accounts. I don't want to have savings accounts because I have all these other rules. Well, Kevin goes and opens a money market account. He sweeps all of our money, even though we do profit first, which means we have a lot more checking accounts than we need to. He sweeps all our money into this money market account. And we just got through a year of that. And you paid in interest, paid for an entire salary for one of our team members. We didn't have to go make that money.
Yeah.
Yet you can do that by smart tax planning and with estimated payments and safe harboring.
Just
interest
liquid,
is real money, man.
Liquid, it's available, but it's stable interest, instead of just sitting in a checking account, which we're used to allocating across. Yeah.
But I want to solidify this point. I would say at least a third of all the new sales calls I have with a new potential client, I ask them, how much are you paying in taxes each year? And they're like, I usually get a refund.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
I was like, okay, but how much did you not get refunded? He's like, well, I don't know. I got a refund, so obviously we're doing pretty good. My CPA's been good. Rarely do I ever have to pay anything in. I'm getting a refund. I was like, would you mind sharing your tax return? Just go to 1040, page 2 for me. Let's pull it up on our Zoom and let's look at this. And they do it. And you get down to total tax, about a third of the way down that second page. And I said, so you got a $14,000 refund. Your total tax was $200,000, man. So you left $186,000 on the table and you said your CPA is doing good for you? And they're like, wait, but I never saw that money. I was like, it came out of your W-2. That was your money. It was confiscated from you. That's your money. So just because you're getting a refund doesn't mean you're doing good tax planning. Just because you have to pay tax doesn't mean you're not doing good tax planning.
Yeah, it's all relative to your certain facts and circumstances, but any tax planning is better than none.
Yes.
And if you've paid your withholdings throughout the year, we're going to get it refunded. We're going to do the best we can to get that money back to you. but there's ways that we can maybe plan and pay our withholding smarter to where we're not just paying our fair share every paycheck.
Later on in that debate that we started with, I think that Donald Trump said, I know more about the tax code than anyone that's ever run for president. And I guess he probably does. I don't know. Well,
I don't know how we verify it.
I don't know. But he knows the tax code. He's utilizing it. But the reality is he's paid millions of dollars every year to CPAs, to tax attorneys, to tell him about the tax code, to decipher it for him. Dude, the tax code is incredibly complicated. There are so many things in there. And I study this. For fun, I study the tax code. There's so many things I barely know anything about in there. You don't have to be smart and claim you know all the tax code, because I promise you he doesn't. You got to find someone that will for you. You got to find an advocate that will advocate for you utilizing the tax code for your benefit, and you don't have to pay millions of dollars to tax attorneys. You look at, again, when ProPublica released all those tax returns, you got to see Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg. They are paying hardly any taxes. Warren Buffett, although he paid more taxes than all of them, they're paying tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars to CPAs and tax attorneys. You don't have to do that. We and other good tax strategists out there use the same benefits, the same opportunities in the tax code, in the tax court cases, in the tax regulations. Those are available to you. You don't have to pay millions for it. They're there. Use them, please.
Yeah. And I think there was an interview with Elon, and he said that his tax return is very easy. He said it takes 15, 20 minutes to do my tax return. He goes, I own some Tesla stock. He receives a salary, and he's like, I'll find that clip and embed it in this episode, but it's just funny. It was just a quick, he's just like, yeah, you could do my tax return. And I was like, it made me think, I was like, Elon, what are you leaving on the table? Like, my clients who are near in the same stratosphere as him, net worth-wise, have complicated tax returns, and we don't complicate it on purpose. Attorneys like to complicate things, I think, on purpose because, yeah, it drives fees, but there's ways to protect
liability
you.
protection.
There's protections there that the complexity makes you safer. In tax, we're not looking to overcomplicate things. Some things we do are very simple. There are some complex things, but complexity doesn't always mean that you're doing it right. There's some simple, tried and true things that you could do to save taxes. And I'll find that clip of Elon and put it up. And it made me think, I was like, man, what is he leaving on the table? It's your net worth. Why is your tax return so simple?
But is it because he's a genius and he actually probably has memorized the entire tax code?
Or he just doesn't care.
Or
he's
he
just
doesn't
like, I have
realize
so much money.
He's paid someone $10 million to prepare all the details and he just signs 2 pages.
And maybe
he's like,
he thinks
that's simple. Or is he leaving? Oh my gosh. Elon Musk, I know there's rarely, it's like the odds are 1 in a trillion. I got a better chance I'm going to get hit by lightning right now that you will ever see. But Elon Musk, please give us a call. Let us look at your taxes. If you think they're easy, you're leaving money on the table.
Yeah, for sure.
Highly likely. Wouldn't it be so cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we saved Elon Musk $17 billion.
That would jump our spreadsheets up because we track all of our clients of how much tax we save, and we have a goal kind of in our head of how much we want to save people, and he would definitely jumppart that.
I could do it. I mean, my goal, you laugh at me, but you're on board with me. The rest of our team says, yeah, right, Mike. It's to save $1 billion in taxes a year. We could do that. Like one client. Come on, Elon, give us a call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so hopefully this was educational, a little funny for you, but yeah, there is a major difference between tax savings and tax refund. So we want both to happen if you've paid in taxes. But if you don't know, or if you're leaving money on the table and you have nowhere to go, check us out at revotaxpayer.com. And we would just love to have a conversation with you. We can serve you. We can help you. You don't have to know the tax code. You do not have to claim what Donald Trump claims and know the tax code better than everyone else. You just need to have the people on your team that understand the tax code and can guide you through it. And that's what we do. So reach out to us.
And please subscribe, comment, and put this on on X. If there's any chance for Elon Musk to hear us, we need your help. So like and subscribe and post it towards Elon.
Yeah, tag him. Hashtag him. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you for listening to this episode. Revo Taxpayer Advocacy, LLC is not licensed or registered as a CPA firm with the Texas State Board of Public Accountancy. I'm a CPA, Kevin's a CPA. We have a lot of CPAs on staff that are licensed and held to the same standards. However, when we decided to be revolutionary and change our name to Revo Taxpayer Advocacy, the state board would not allow that and let us remain licensed. They say we have to have one of our names in the firm for us to be licensed as a firm. And guess what? It's not us that's important. It's revolutionizing the way you feel about taxes and saving you money. We are advocates for you. So we were willing to drop our firm license, even though we're still individually licensed.